This is a precious day that the Lord has made for me to be on this earth. I believe that He has guided me through all trials and tribulations, good and bad times, and I'm alive today because of His mercy. Today is my 50th birthday, and I have never experienced a day so awesome like this one. And for that, I am really, really grateful. And as I reflect on this day and the journey that it has taken for me to be here and to be alive, I can only thank God for His unconditional love. It has been 5 decades of my life, and they have taught me valuable lessons that I would like to share with you. Let's start with the first one. Listen to your parents, or rather, listen to the birds. As we grow up, especially when we are at high school, we're starting to experience with life. Things are happening. I remember during my time, there were concerts that we wanted to attend in the evening. There were some festivities that would be arranged in the communities. And I remember my parents sometimes would be so strict to say, you are not going there. At the beginning of my secondary schooling, I went to stay with my aunt, and I found the same approach of people that were strict. And as a young person, you would sit there in the corner and really, really get angry for them not understanding that you want to be out with your friends. And I think I have spoken about it in one of the videos, but the lesson that I took out of my 5 decades of living is listen to your parents, because these people take decisions that are aimed at supporting you and protecting you into the future. And I am thankful to them that they took that stance with me, because that has shaped the person that I have become. So them instilling those values, them teaching me through tough love, that is what has built me to be the person that I am today. So I think I am where I am today because I chose to listen to my parents. Otherwise, I could have listened to the birds, and probably my life could not have reached the stage where it is at this moment. Lesson number 2 in my 5 decades of living is that other adults in the community matter as well. We might say, and this is common, especially in the African tradition, that a child belongs to the community. But we know that as life evolved, things started to change. And during my time growing up, it was so entrenched in our communities that you listen to every adult that comes across the street. And that has built the people that we are today. And I'm grateful to that, because imagine if I only listen to my parents, and when I go to the streets, I become something else, and other adults should not even castigate me for doing wrong things. And just listening to those other adults was something so positive in my life that has helped me to grow respecting other people, not only my parents, but respecting people for their position in life. They are adults for a reason. And then when they guide you in the right direction, you tend to become a better person with time. So for that, I'm very, very grateful to listen to other adults in the community, because they matter as well. It is not only the word of my parents that has got a place in my heart. Number 3 of what I've learned in my life is that mistake will happen, but you are not your mistakes. As I said, we experiment with life. We listen to our parents. At some point, we veer away. Parents come back and they put us on the straight and narrow, and we get back on the road. But as we grow up, we go to university, we meet new friends, we start adopting new behaviors that are foreign to us, and in the process, you start committing some of the mistakes that you never thought you will commit in your adult life. But here's the beauty of what I have learned. As I committed mistakes in me growing up, that foundation that my parents had set was so valuable in me going back to those chapters of my life to understand what is it that my parents were instilling in me. And as a result, I was able to put myself on the straight again because of that. But the important thing that I still take away in my life is that I am not my mistakes. I just happen to be the person that has committed my mistakes, because I've learned that once you label yourself with the mistakes that you have committed, you hold yourself back because you don't look at the pure person that is you, because we are born into this world pure. Yes, mistakes will happen, but we are not those mistakes. We are just people that have learned, that have committed mistakes. And once we acknowledge the mistakes that we have done, we tend to separate ourselves from the experience, acknowledge it so that you can be able to move on. So mistakes are going to happen. Mistakes are still happening in my life, even at this age. But I am careful not to commit mistakes deliberately, but I'm also careful to not commit one and same mistake over and over again, because we become who we intend to become only by changing the course of the mistakes that we have committed. So it is important that you realize that you are not your mistakes, but you just happen to be the person that committed the mistakes, and try to rectify the mistakes that you would have committed. Lesson number 4. I have learned to take my work seriously. And that is what has shaped me in the last 5 years. Whether it is work that I used to do at home as a young child growing up, cleaning the garden, washing the windows with my mother, that is the type of work that I'm talking about. I was committed in doing it the right way. And this spilled over into my work at school. If there's a homework that I've been given, I will do it as diligently as I can. I started working into the corporate world, and I continue to do my work diligently. Even the passion that I pursue, I do it diligently because I take it as my work, and it's something that I take very seriously. But it is not just about the work itself. It's about the passion that I have, because my passion is not for me, it is for other people, and it is for that reason that I'm doing seriously. So if you ask me about my why is here to make a difference in the lives of other people, so that we can grow empowered, so that we can grow with knowledge that makes us a better people that we are. So I'm thankful that in these 5 decades I've honed myself to take my work seriously, because it is not only the work that impacts me, but it impacts other people. Point number 5 that I have learned is to treat people with humility. You know, I have been taught through my value system that we are all human beings. We might be at different stage of life. The person that is on top today can easily be at the bottom tomorrow. The person that is at the bottom today can be at the top tomorrow. And it's not about positions that we occupy, but I'm just making a point that we do not treat other people on the basis of what they do and what they occupy in life, but we treat people humanly for who they are, which is human beings. And I still believe that I am going to take that quality, this belief system, to the grave the day the Lord decides to take me to be with Him. Treating other people with humility, I think that is what has shaped me to become the person that I am. And this does not, I don't want you to confuse it with setting boundaries. Yes, you still need to set boundaries if people are taking advantage of you. But the fact that people are trying to take advantage of you and you draw a line does not mean that you've got to disrespect them. So treating people with humility, treating them as human beings, it's a lesson that I have learned, and I will take it with me to the grave. The 6th point that I learned is that your duty is to love those in your care. People come into your life in different ways. Whether it's at your home where you are the one that is blessed, and you use the opportunity and the blessing that is bestowed upon you to take others out of their miseries, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, whether it's mentally, just to also have an opportunity presented to them just to listen to their cries. That is so much valuable, to take care of those that you love. If you've got financial means, do so. If you have any other way in which you can support them, do so, because your duty is to love those in your care. As my parents got older and older, and I started realizing that they do not longer have the strength that they had earlier, it was the time for me to step into that space. And I believe that that is a valuable lesson that any one of us should cherish, and those lessons are not replaceable by any means. I was blessed to have children of my own, and I realized that God has blessed me with these gifts for a reason, and the only thing that I can do is to guide them, is to care for them, and is to protect them so that they can grow into mature, self-respecting adults, disciplined, self-reliant, so that they can make this world a better place. So that lesson in my 5 decades is one that I will not exchange for anything. There are many, but the last lesson in these 5 decades that I want to share with you is that God is awesome. I spoke about mistakes earlier. We all commit mistakes. We find ourselves in situations where, even as I speak today, I don't believe that I should be alive. But God's mercy was just came upon me for a particular reason. So, just being closer to God, knowing that I am not my own, but I am of God, is something that I so appreciate in this 50 years of existence. Because was it not for God, I could not have been here. There are friends that we grew up with, they are no longer here. There are families, there are people in our families who are no longer here for a reason. Why did God protect me up to this stage of my life? Because there's a greater purpose that He wants me to fulfill. And it is for this reason that I'm grateful that there is a God out there that has given me this 50 years of existence for me to share these lessons with you. I'm not saying my journey was perfect, and it is never perfect. And mistakes will happen, as I said, but there's a bigger God out there that is protecting me for a reason, and for that I am grateful for these 50 years of existence. And I pray that as I get into the second stage of my life, I should get more wisdom, more knowledge to share with other people. One life touched is one life too many, so that we can become better people in all spheres within which we operate. Until the next video, I thank you.